we like our group. It's the start with Jason Randall. Really feel like Jason's going to get us off to a good start. He's a very good player. Damian Ingles, who played with us last year on assignment from Milwaukee, I think is going to be a really good player for us. I'm happy that we have our returning players that we do. They all played, a role in the success of that team a year ago. And then Clee Anthony is, as we work through it, as he continues to rehab, I think Clee Anthony is going to be really good. So we have some good players. It's a matter of, getting everybody healthy and pulling things together and, what roles we could play and then going out there and, finding ways to win games and get better. Well, he's going to shoot some balls in, I think. I think that's the consistent thing. Max we practiced 3 days, and we've already seen in that short time in transition and broken plays and things where he gets lost out there, the team finds him, and he makes his shots. He's a unique player. He really is, and he's when you look at someone with those kind of numbers, you assume he's just always in a spot up position. He's just going to shoot. He can move. He moves off screens. He shoots well. He gets it off quick. I would compliment him on the work that he's done in developing his game at this point.
Does he take part in the layup line?
He passes them out. He dribbles it in and he kicks them out just to let the guys know. That's a good question. Well, I think that's to be determined. That's up to him. And his attitude has been great. He's going through his rehab, getting healthy, and making sure that he is healthy and ready to go. But we had him for 2 stints a year ago, and we had him the first stint to get some experience, and then the second was more rehab type things. But he showed he's an explosive, athletic guy. He can defend multiple positions. He makes things happen on that end of the floor. And then I think offensively, this is going to be an opportunity for him to grow. He's going to get extended minutes, and that's what's tough. Jimmer came in a year ago, and we talked about it's been since he was in high school or since he was in college that he had extended minutes like that. And Clee had some minutes over the last couple of years, but where it's on a weekly basis where he's getting those minutes, this is what he needs. He needs to play. He needs to evolve and grow and show what he can do, and this is going to be a great opportunity for him to do it all. Not really. I think the one thing about the D-League is change. So you just adapt to that and you get ready and you come in knowing, we can't treat this year like last year because there are different players. So as we've gone through 3 days of practice, we have to figure out what the next step is. What does this team need? This team's going to have to win games maybe in a different manner than last year's team. We talked about some guys that are gone. Jordan Bashinsky was the best rim protector in the D-League last year. He's not here, so who's going to help us? We had a very good defensive team. He was a big part of that, in the rebounding. And, Darion Atkins was a very good rebounder. He was a rookie and was able to do some things. So we've got to figure those things out. And but we think we have some guys in place that have ability. We really like the makeup of the group. We have some good people, obviously talented, and now we've got to start putting things together. Draft is a little bit different this year. We didn't have guys like Jimmer and Perry Jones and people come in late. We picked very late in the draft. We picked at 16, and last year we picked 2. So that puts us deep into the rounds every time. And so I think every year in the draft, number one, you start out, you look at who's the best player available. That really wasn't so much the position with this draft. It was more so a needs-based draft because there wasn't a Jimmer or a Perry Jones or guys like that, Jeff Ayers, that have been in the draft in the last couple of years. So it was completely need-based. And so we looked at it. We wanted to get more shooting. We felt like that would help, and we wanted to get more length on our perimeter. And then we were looking at maybe a big that could help us, and fill in with what we have. So that was what we went into the draft trying to do, and I think we were able to address some of those things. We'll know, more about it the next few weeks, how we address those needs. Well, I don't know how to answer that. The way I try to look at how successful we were is how successful our players were. And I think our players were pretty successful. So I look at that, we were successful last year because not only did we had players get call-ups, we had players going to the All-Star game, an MVP of the All-Star game. The team went to the playoffs, and the players, I think to a player, all upgraded. They all improved their careers a year ago. The guys that have gone overseas received good contracts, and financially that helped them advance their careers, and maybe they can come back and get to the NBA from there. But I think we helped everybody move forward. So, when you talk about expectations, those are my expectations. And I think if we do that, then we're going to be successful with the record and with yeah. It was fun last year. It was a fun group. We had our games. It seems like every game we got behind, we had a lot of comeback games there and had a lot of excitement to it. And I think that was the kind of team that we had. And so we've got some returning guys that were a big part of that. So I hope we can continue that. And then it's going to be different. We have a different cast of characters, and so things won't be the same. But I hope what people are going to see and get excited about is it's a fun team to watch. It's a fun team that we can identify with and get into those games and make the county center a rocking place like it. Well, potentially. I think as I just said earlier, we value how guys improve. His numbers, if you look at it from the first half of the season to the second half of the season, he was one of our most improved players. And so, we set goals for the guys at the midway point. This is what we need to do for you to get better. He did it. And his numbers went up dramatically, not only from his points, but his efficiency, field goal percentage, three-point percentage, everything. And he had some big games in there when, if Travis was out or if Jimmer was out or whatever happened, he played a bigger role. So, it's a new year, and we want to continue to build from where we left off the floor. We're missing Jordan Bashinsky that played a big part of that. And so we're going to have to figure that out. We're not going to be as big and along that front line. So we're a little bigger on the perimeter, I think. We're a little bit longer, which I think can help. But we're going to have to be a little more aggressive, I think. We can't let the ball get to the basket because we don't have the rim protector that we had a year ago. So our defense may be a little more pressure-oriented and, utilize the strength.
Keith, right there.
Well, Keith had a big role last year when he came in. And so Keith brings a lot of versatility. We can play him at either one of those forward spots. He can play the bigger guys. His energy, his energy allows him to do a lot of things for us. And so that's what we need. We definitely need that. He's going to have to pick up part of the rebounding. We're looking at a couple other guys that are going to have to really rebound well. Damian, we expect to be a numbers guy for us, to put up points, rebounds, and be efficient. We think he can do that. We need that. Jalen Bond, young guy from Temple, is a rookie. Average, double-figure rebounds a year ago at Temple. And so we think with that combination of guys, we can fill that void.